Good evening. All right, yes, it's evening and it's good. Ooh, I like the baritone in this thing, too. All right. Every morning at the mine, you could see him arrive. He stood 6'6", weighed 245, kind of broad at the shoulder, narrow at the hip, and everybody knew they didn't get no lip to Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John. Nobody seemed to know what John called home. He just drifted into town and stayed all alone. He never say much, kind of quiet and shy. If he ever spoke at all, he'd just say hi to Big John. Some say he came from New Orleans, where he got in a fight over a Cajun queen, crash and blow from a huge right hand, sent a Louisiana fella to the promised land, to Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John. Then came the day at the bottom of the mine when the timber cracked, men started crying, miners were praying and hearts beating fast, and everybody thought that they'd breathe the last, except John. Through the dust and the fire, this man-made hell walked the giant of a man the miners knew well, grabbed that sagging timber and gave out with a groan, and like a giant oak tree just stood there alone, the Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John. And when a mighty shift, he gave a mighty shove, and a lot of men out, there's a light up above, and 20 men ran from a would-be grave, and now there's only one left down there to save the Big John. With jacks and timbers, they started back down, and came that rumble way down in the ground, and the gas and the smoke belched out of that mine. Everybody knew it was the end of the line for Big John. They never reopened that worthless pit. They just placed a marble stand in front of it. These few words are written on their stand: at the bottom of this mine lies a big, big man, Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John. Give yourselves a round of applause. I have no idea where that came from. And see, people think rap music started in the 1980s. No, it started with Jimmy Dean, 1961. Had no idea that man was rapping and doing hip-hop in 61. Country boy making sausage. That's the very first piece of work I ever learned. Yes, that was it. My signature piece. Heard it on KMOX radio in St. Louis, 1961. Stayed in my head for some reason. In the same genre that was set by Sarah and Tom, I now continue with the Halloween story. Once upon a time, there was this old woman. She lived by herself next to a graveyard. It was near midnight. She was in her rocking chair. She finished her evening tea. Oh, that was good, Earl Grey. Let me blow out these candles so I can go to bed. But as she started to retire for the evening, the window next to the graveyard was open, and a cold wind blew through. Ooh, where's that cold wind coming from? I better go shut that window. But when she went to shut the window, a voice came from the graveyard through the wind. She listened. The voice said, "Turn me over." Uh-oh. What was that? She listened harder. The wind blew. The voice was louder. Turn me over. What is that? Oh, land sakes. I'm going to see what that is. She got her shawl, y'all. She went to the front door. Opened it up. She started walking between the tombstones. Where did that voice come from? I think it came from that way. She listened, the wind blew. Turn me over. It's coming from there. She kept going to the back of all the way through the tombs and all through the gravestones till she got to a crypt at the edge of the graveyard. The crypt door was slightly ajar. There was an orangish, reddish light coming from the crypt. Ooh. 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 She opened the big door. Yeah. I think the voice is coming from that light. Let me be sure. Turn me over. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Everything out here is supposed to be dead. But she was a brave old lady. She walked up on that source of orangish, reddish light going, ooh, ooh, ooh. When she got on top of it, she looked down with great courage. It was a barbecue grill. And there was a hamburger on it. Burned on the bottom, raw at the top, and it said, turn me over. Oh, you poor dear. Let me find a spatula. She found a spatula, flipped it over. Shh. And said, thank you, lady. Good night, dear. And that's the end of that story. I know, wasn't that silly? I tell that to kids who beg for a Halloween story. And I say, don't come to school tomorrow telling your teachers, I had a nightmare last night. About what? Burnt hamburgers. Go to class. What was that about professionalism and knowing when you hit your time, sir? You set the tone for the festival. You two know that, don't you? A nickel is a nickel and a dime is a dime. I would tell you more, but I run out of time. See y'all later.